Hi, I'm Peter Dirun, your emotion management coach. Now, I would like to speak to you about being honest. Being honest, especially about your emotions. Because you see, once we acknowledge our emotions, once we acknowledge we have problems with our emotions, once we acknowledge that we need help with our emotions, then a lot of good things can happen. But if we do not begin by being open and honest about our emotions, about how we feel, about our fears, about our realization that we are not doing well emotionally, then we can't get help. Then we won't go and get help, and we will still be in the same situation. I first realized that I was in trouble when I began to do things which I knew that if I continued would bring harm to people and would damage my life. I realized that my emotions were out of control and I was not being able to manage my emotions well. Once I acknowledged that, once I realized that and I didn't hide it, I then had the opportunity to find help. I then had the opportunity to get better, and get better I did. What did I do? Well, first and foremost, I opened up to a friend. I shared with my friend, whom I trusted, about my emotional problems and my inability to manage my emotions. And he listened. He gave me wise counsel. He introduced me to certain books. And most importantly, he listened. And just by doing that, that helped me to be better. Then I also joined a few groups that were discussing the very emotion that I was struggling with. And in these groups, in these chat rooms, I realized that, hey, I was not the only person having this problem. There were many others who were also having the same problem, but they were finding solutions, they were finding support, they were finding answers. And I picked up answers as well. And lastly, as someone who loves reading, I read a lot. I picked up every good book that I could find about my emotion and about managing my emotions. And from the knowledge I got and from practicing what I learned, I surely and soon after began to manage my emotions well. And I'm here today, now trying to help others to manage their emotions as well, so that they don't have to become a servant to their emotions. They don't have to suffer and to experience bad things in their life because they fail to manage their emotions. So what about you? Thank you for watching this video. Maybe that's where you should start also. First and foremost, how are you doing emotionally? How are you emotionally? How are your emotions? How are you managing your emotions? Is there any particular emotion that you feel needs some help, that you are not able to manage well? And if you did manage well, your life would be better? Can you name that emotion? Can you identify that emotion? Then the next thing is, what's wrong? What's not so good with this emotion? What are you not doing so well? What are the negative effects of your failure to manage these emotions? Are you aware of them? And maybe if you're not so aware or not aware, it'd be good to ask some people who love you, who you may respect, that are close to you, and you might be surprised about what they say about the effects of your failure to manage that emotion. And lastly, you then should take the first step in finding help. Take the first step in sharing your struggles with someone. You could even message me. I would love to be a listening ear and maybe help bounce off some ideas with you so that you can begin your journey to mastering your emotions and becoming a better person.